Hello, various pronouns of the multiverse. It is Inside Clues YouTube here with another video on The Flash, specifically about the episode The Once and Future Flash, which aired last night, April 25th, 2017, episode 19 of season 3. If you have not seen the episode from last night, I really suggest doing so. It was interesting, to say the least. This video will contain spoilers, and I know these Savitar videos are getting really annoying, and I feel like they're getting really annoying to make. I'm kind of at the point now where I'm just hoping that they reveal Savitar next week, and according to some news websites, they say that he will be revealed next week, and we already had a bit of a preview slash damning evidence per se that may actually prove his identity sooner than anticipated. So without further ado, here's the video. Suspect number 1, Wally West. So I'm not really convinced that they would make Wally Savitar, but there is some evidence anyway, so I'll just say it. Number 1, if he is Savitar, it would make sense why in the future he's in a catatonic state. I think finding out that he was the one to kill his sister would in fact break him. But also there's the paradox of why he would do this in the first place, so there's a little room to be skeptical there. This would also kind of only half explain Savitar's first obsession with Flashpoint, where Wally was the only speedster there. And by saying, I created myself to Barry, it would kind of be a lie because Dr. Alchemy, who was actually Julian, created Wally, technically. And with what happened in the final scene of the Once and Future Flash, it kind of disproves Wally being Savitar anyway, just because when Caitlin found Savitar, Savitar revealed that in exchange for help, he'd be sure that Killer Frost's alter ego per se, Caitlin, never reemerges, kind of like Alchemy promising Magenta in season 3. When Killer Frost asked Savitar why she should trust him, Savitar began to take off his armor. And so, little side note, my sister and I were watching, and she hasn't seen any of the promos. She doesn't even know that this YouTube channel exists. If you're watching, creepy. So she was like, is Savitar a Decepticon? But back to Killer Frost in the moment. So as the man in the suit emerged, Killer Frost technically was like, what do you need me to do? Like, immediately. And this just doesn't really make sense. It doesn't click that Wally is Savitar for me. The fact that Killer Frost trusted Savitar so quickly and aligned herself with him didn't make sense. Like, Wally and Killer Frost, I guess, are not close, and I just don't get why Wally would kill Iris. It's just, I mean, it's understandable that it would make him catatonic, but I'm not gonna dismiss the theory, but it just doesn't really make much sense. So, on to number 2, Ronnie Raymond. Oh my goodness, Ronnie Raymond. This is probably my least favorite Savitar theory, if I even have a least favorite Savitar theory. I have nothing against the character, and I really enjoyed it when he was Deathstorm in season 2 on Earth 2. But having him as the main bad villain reveal is not really something I'm into. I'll just get my personal biases out of the way and just get into the evidence. This is a reiteration of Ronnie being Savitar facts that I'm sure you've heard before. So, Ronnie died helping Barry, which might make sense as to why Savitar resents him, but it doesn't really give you the picture of why someone like Ronnie would do this. So I'm wondering if it's an alternate version of Ronnie, or maybe something like Deathstorm where he's evil, or maybe Ronnie, after quote unquote dying, somehow entered the Speed Force and became Savitar, got speed powers somehow. But I feel like Professor Stein would know if Ronnie was still alive, and so it would have to be explained that Ronnie went straight into the Speed Force after dying, or gained speed powers right after dying. And Savitar also said he created himself, as I stated earlier, and I'm not really sure how Ronnie created himself. And if you have any more information about that, put it in the comments, please. I'd love to learn more about this theory, even though I don't like it. So, I don't know. Moving on to suspect number 3, Barry Allen. It would explain why Killer Frost trusted him so quickly, Savitar at least. Killer Frost in the future said in this episode that she liked what Barry did to her, whatever that means. In the comics, the Flash travels back in time to kill himself. He is also known as the Blue Flash, which I explained in a previous video. It would also explain why Wally went catatonic, because Barry is like his mentor slash older brother. But Barry being Savitar also doesn't make sense, because what could his reasoning be for killing Iris? Like, why is he meddling with time again? Which version of himself is this? Like, Time Remnant Barry, Future Barry slash Emo Barry, who may become Savitar after this episode? Question mark. But then again, I don't really see that happening, because Barry made up with the team and he was forgiven for all of the horrible mistakes he made in those 7 years. But an opinion I have on figuring out who in the multiverse is Savitar is to figure out where or when the suit is from, and we could probably go from there. Anyway, are they going to tell us next week who Savitar is? I mean, finally. I made a video last night. I was totally ready for it, and then they just gave us that cliffhanger. So, regardless, leave your opinions on who you think Savitar is in the comments. I love reading them. It's so fun. But we are so close to figuring out who Savitar is, and I personally cannot wait. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you later.